Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to go with the last part of investment decision, that is ranking of projects. Now, in most of the question papers, if you have observed, there's one problem where they have asked you to rank the project as per NPV or IRR or payback period and so on and so forth. So today we are going to see how to solve a problem when we have to rank the projects as per NPV and payback period. So this is a typical problem which has been taken from the question paper. The problem says that rank the following projects using NPV, that is net present value, at 10% and payback period. So there are two things that we need to calculate over here. One is net present value and another is payback period. There are 5 projects given, that is A, B, C, D, E. Initial investment is given, that is 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 6 lakh 50,000, 8 lakh and 7 lakh 50,000. And annual cash flows are given, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000, 1 lakh 25,000, 2 lakh and 2 lakh 20,000. Thus, the life in years is given. The first project is of 7 years, second project is of 5 years, third project is of 9 years, the fourth project is of 6 years and the fifth project is of 6 years. Now here one thing that you need to understand is the annual cash flows. Now annual cash flows for all the years are not given separately. It's common, that is uniform, which means that project A is going to earn 1 lakh rupees every year for a period of 7 years. So when I talk about 1 lakh rupees every year, that means I'm talking about annuity. So here I have to use the present value interest factor annuity. Okay, I have to use the annuity factor. Whereas for project B it is 1,50,000 every year for a period of 5 years. That means 1,50,000 every year means again it is annuity. For project C it is 1,25,000 every year. That means again 1,25,000 is the annuity for 9 years. 2 lakh for 6 years, that means 2 lakh is annuity for 6 years, and 2,20,000 is again annuity for 6 years. Okay, so here we are not going to use the lump sum factors, but instead we are going to use annuity factors because your cash flows are uniform for the projects. Okay, I hope you're clear with why do we use annuity. Okay, once we have understood that we have to use annuity factors since cash flows are uniform for a particular projects for all the years of the project, we can go ahead with the solution. Now let's go ahead with the solution. Okay, if you understand, there are 5 projects A, B, C, D and E, and we have to calculate payback period and NPV. So payback period, very simple, because the cash flows are uniform or equal all the years. So it is directly using the formula of payback period, that is initial investment. We have to use the formula initial investment divided by annual cash flows. So for the first project initial investment is 5 lakh divided by the cash flows every year is 1 lakh. So 5 lakh divided by 1 lakh gives you 5 years. So the payback period for the first project, that is project A, is 5 lakh. Whereas if you consider NPV, the annual cash flows are 1 lakh. First we have to find out the present values of the cash inflows. So to find out the present value, we need to have the present value factor. Now which factor do we use is a big question. Now here I cannot use the lump sum factor because 1 lakh is annuity for all the years. So I have to use the annuity factor. For how many years? For 7 years. So I'll multiply 1 lakh into present value interest factor annuity at 10% for 7 years. So 1 lakh into present value interest factor annuity for at 10% for 7 years comes to 4.868. Okay, you have to refer the present value interest factor annuity table for this. Okay, so 1 lakh into 4.868 gives you 4,86,800. that is nothing but your summation of present value of cash flows after tax. Then you use the formula of NPV, which is summation of present value of cash flows after tax minus initial investment. So what is the summation of present value of cash flows after tax? It is 4,86,800 as per our calculation, minus initial investment is given to us, which is 5 lakh. So 4,86,800 minus 5 lakh gives you minus 13,200. So this is This is how we calculate NPV when we use the annuity factor. Let's go to the second project, project B. The project B, initial investment given to us is 6 lakh and annual cash flows are 1,50,000. So 6 lakh divided by 1,50,000 gives you 4 years. So your payback period for project B is 4 years. Now calculating NPV, cash flows are 1,50,000 multiplied by present value interest factor annuity at 10% for 5 years. Now why should we consider 5 years? Because the life of the project is 5 years. So 1,50,000 into 3.791. This is as per the present value interest factor annuity table. So 1,50,000 into 3.791 gives you 5,68,650. So how do we calculate NPV? Again, going back to the formula, it is summation of present values of cash flows after tax, which is 5,68,650 minus initial investment. Initial investment given to us is 6 lakh. So 5,68,650 minus 6 lakh gives you minus 31,350. So this is the NPV for project B. Similarly, we have to calculate payback period and NPV for project C. So for project C, initial investment is 6,50,000 divided by the annual cash flows are 1,25,000. So 6,50,000 minus 1,25,000 gives you 5.2 years. So your payback period for project C is 5.2 years. Let's go ahead with calculation of NPV. Annual cash flows are 1,25,000 into present value interest factor annuity at 10% for 9 years, because the life of this particular project is 9 years. So what is the factor that we get? It is 1,25,000 into 5.759. Okay, again this 5.759 we have got it from the present value interest factor annuity table for 10% 9 years. Once you multiply 1,25,000 into 5.759, you get 7,19,875 as your summation of present values of cash flows. Use it in the formula. NPV is equal to 7,19,875 minus 6,50,000, which gives you 69,875. So the NPV of this project C is 69,875. Moving ahead to project D, the payback period, initial investment is 8 lakh and annual cash flows are 2 lakh. So what would be the payback period? It is 8 lakh divided by 2 lakh, which is 4 years. NPV is 2 lakh, that is your annual cash flows, into present value interest factor annuity at 10% for 6 years. Okay, the life of the project D is 6 years. So into present value interest factor annuity for 6 years. Okay, so it is 4.355. So 2 lakh into 4.355 gives you 8,71,000. So that is your summation of present values of cash flows after tax. How do you calculate NPV now? It is summation of present value of cash flows after tax, which is 8,71,000 minus initial investment. Initial investment is 8 lakh. So 8,71,000 minus 8 lakh gives you 71,000. So your NPV for project D is 71,000. Coming to the last project, that is project E. Okay, project E, initial investment is 7 lakhs. Annual cash flows are 2,20,000. So 7 lakh divided by 2,20,000 gives you 3.41 years. So the payback period for project E is 3.41 years. Coming to NPV, the annual cash flows is 2,20,000 into present value interest factor annuity for at 10% for 6 years again, because the life of this project as well is 6 years. Okay, so the present value interest factor for 6 years at 10% would be 4.355. So 2,20,000 into 4.355 gives you 9,58,100. So 9,58,100 is your summation of present values of cash flows after tax. How do you calculate NPV again? It is summation of present value of cash flows after tax, that is 9,58,100 minus initial investment, which is 7,50,000. So 9,58,100 minus 7,50,000 gives you 2,08,100, which is the NPV for project E. Now we have completed the calculation of payback period and NPV for all the projects. Now let's go ahead to calculate or give the rankings. Okay, so for rankings I have made a small table where I have written projects, the payback period that we have got, rank, and NPV and rank. Okay, so what do? Projects, we just write down all the projects in sequence A, B, C, D, E, and write down the payback period of the respective projects, that is 5 years, 4 years, 5.2 years, 4 years, and 3.41 years. Once we write it down, now we have to rank them. Always remember, for ranking payback period, okay, for payback period, it is always lesser the better. Lesser the payback period, better is that project. Always remember this, because the lesser the payback period means we are getting the money sooner. So the sooner we get the money, the better it is. So whichever is less, we have to rank them 1. So 3.41 is less, so 1 rank. Then we have 4 and 4 for 2 projects, so we rank them as 2 and 2, because both the projects are equal, they have equal payback period, so they will be ranked as 2 and 2. Now when there are 2 similar ranks, we skip the 3rd rank. We go to the next one, that is 5 years, which is 4th rank, and 5.2 years, which is 5th rank. So this is how you rank the payback periods. Then coming to NPV, the same thing. Projects are there, respective NPVs are been written down, and then we have to rank. Now when we are ranking NPV, always remember NPV, okay, of the project which is highest, the project which has the highest NPV would be ranked first. Okay, so it is always the greatest NPV which will be ranked first. So which is highest here? It is 2,08,100. So which would be ranked first? That is project E. Then comes 71,000, rank 2, 69,875, rank 3. Then these two are minus. So in minus, whichever is less is highest, right? It's opposite, right? So minus 13,200 is rank 4 and minus 31,350 is rank 5. So this is how we do the ranking of the project when payback period and NPV is given. Similarly, in different problems, they may ask you to calculate ARR, they may ask you to calculate PI, they may ask you to calculate IRR, and then rank the project. So this is how we rank the project. I hope you're clear with these calculations. Thank you. Have a happy learning.